My name is Vivian Amaro, and I am a junior designer animator here at Perception. I grew up in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. It was amazing growing up there. It's where my family is and where all my friends are. Where I grew up at is, it's just all of my cultural references and my background all comes from there, so it's like my favorite place. I went to Savannah College of Art and Design in Atlanta, and I studied visual effects there. And from there, I kind of discovered new paths inside of the visual effects society and community, and I discovered new things like motion graphics, title sequences, and then I went towards that path, and that's what led me to where I am right now. So I discovered design when I was really young, but there's a lot to design and art in general. So I've really been into photography at first, and then I moved into some film stuff, but that wasn't what I was passionate about. And ever since I remember, I've seen the title sequences on the screen, and I knew that that's what I wanted to do, but I wasn't sure what was the path to that. So, I thought about animation, and then I landed into visual effects. And, visual effects and motion graphics are very interconnected and intertwined. So from there, I kind of lean towards motion graphics the most because it's more of the title sequence part that I like, and FUI and holograms, things like that I get to do here at Perception. So I started playing tennis since I was 9, and I played tennis in college, and that's actually what brought me to America. It gave me the opportunity to go to college and study visual effects because it's not something very common in Brazil, so that gave me the opportunity to do what I really love. And a fun fact could be that I was a ball girl in the Rio 2016 Olympics. So I discovered Perception actually right around the time that I graduated, a little bit before. And it's interesting because I've seen their work before, of course, many times, and I really adore their work. And I just didn't know it was made by Perception. And one day I remember I was watching the title sequence for WandaVision, and I was literally that's when I was starting to for sure know that that's the path that I wanted to go in with my career. So I was watching that, and I was like, okay, this is exactly what I want to do. And after a little while, I discovered it was made by Perception, and I was about to interview with them, and that's basically when I was just like, okay, I think this is the place for me, that I'm gonna get to do a lot of cool things that is what I've always wanted to do. So my first day was interesting because it was all virtual. I didn't get to see anyone in person. I stayed working remotely for about, I think, 6 months before I got to see my coworkers in person. So it was an interesting dynamic of going in Zoom meetings and just hearing about all these cool projects that I was gonna go and work. And just thinking back now to my first day when they started to talk to me about the first project that I was gonna work, starting at Perception, and 3 months later my name was already on the big screens with the work that I did for Shang-Chi and the Legend of Ten Rings. It's just crazy to me, starting at Perception as my first job right after college, and shortly after I got the opportunity to to have my name there is just amazing, and so I'm so grateful. So I really like to work on title sequences, like I mentioned before. I just love how freedom and creative freedom you have to do what you want. You can have many styles, and you can just add to the story in a way that the things that are in the movie can't. So I think it's really fun to do that part. But I also really love holograms, FUI, and HUDs, like that type of futuristic technological things I'm really into. A good one that Perception has done is like incredible. It's all the work they did for Black Panther is just amazing. Like they really revolutionized the way that you can see like holograms and futuristic tech, and it's just an inspiration to so many artists out there. And besides that, the title sequence of that movie, it's beautiful. I really love how playful it is, and how they play with the patterns that you can see kind of throughout the entire movie, the Wakandan patterns, and I just really like that, and it's just one of my favorites. I would say one of my best practices, or one of them, is really trying to watch tutorials and really be on top of what's new, and trying to learn new things. You never know everything, so there's always something there for you that can possibly improve how you do things and speed it up, things like that. I think I would say it wasn't that long ago, but I would say from the very beginning, start branding yourself out there. LinkedIn, Instagram, social media, you need to post your work. Never stop doing personal projects. Try to always find some time to create things that you can add to your demo reel, or things that you don't usually do in your day-to-day, in this job. Just trying to explore new stuff and post it so that everyone can look up to you one day, and see your progress.